So 3-minute thing tonight.
Yeah, I think that's all there.
Thank you for your patience. We can start late, but we cannot start early. So we'll watch the next 2 minutes click by. Yeah. I was going to say journal is just on the phone. We'll welcome you and call to order the regular meeting of the West Valley City Council. It is June 20th, 2023, and we're beginning the meeting at 6:30 p.m. We're in the council chambers of West Valley City Hall. We have all members of the council present. We have Councilman Fitzsimmons on remotely, and at the dais we have Councilman Whetstone, Councilman Harmon, Councilman Hune, Councilman Christensen, Councilman Norfelt, and myself. We are also joined by Nicole Cottle, our Assistant City Manager, and Nicole Kamick, our City Recorder. We will now turn the time to Councilman Whetstone for our opening ceremony.
Thank you, Mayor. I invite you to please stand and recite the Pledge of Allegiance with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We'll now move to our minutes of June 13th. I'll turn it to the council for a discussion or a motion on the minutes.
I move for the approval of those minutes.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And those stand approved. We will now go to our comment period. Comment period is limited to 30 minutes. Any person wishing to comment shall limit their comments to 3 minutes. Upon recognition by the mayor, you will approach the microphone. If you did not sign up, please give us your name and address. Otherwise, when you come to the mic, just give us your name. All comments shall be directed to the mayor. No person addressing the city council during the comment period will be allowed to speak more than once. And speakers should not expect a debate with the mayor, council, or staff. We will have time to respond within the 30 minutes. And speakers shall refrain from personal attacks against fellow citizens, city staff, or members of the city council. So I'll now turn it to the public comment and speaker one.
Sorry, a little slow on that thing. Dave Bob, had several comments there. Number one, I don't see my councilman here. How do we get open to records request on attendance for this meeting? Should I go on? Okay, right. Cool. Is apparently, I understand it's been approved and studied and approved and studied again about a straight light on 6,000 West and 35th South. So this has been going on for a while. Question is, where is it? It's needed for 4 lanes down to 2 lanes, and it's disaster waiting to happen. Next is Public Works. I have an irrigation problem. I went to Dan to talk to him about this, and he said he couldn't help me. Well, it was on the books in his law. Why not? Why does he say I have to sue the person or persons about this instead of being on the books and enforced by Public Works? This is on the books. And lastly, you got a lot of people moving in. You got a lot of condos and apartments popping up everywhere. We're a desert. Where's the water going to come from eventually? Without the snowpack this last year, we've been in really tight straits. Everybody knows it. Plus the traffic. You're building so many roads, we could just build fine cars instead and cover the roads up and put in houses. So we're watching very closely what you guys do concerning approval for these developers and contractors and whomever about putting up housing and cars and water. Carsing and house and water. It's got to stop some time. Thank you.
Thank you. Speaker two.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. First, I'd like to thank you for how well the golf courses are run. You can tell I've been out there earlier today. But they're wonderful courses, and the way they're run and the way you can buy the pass and pay the fees is super. I know a lot of older folks that when these pay for prepay is hard on them because they can't guarantee they'll be there at the times. You know, something physically or they may get sick and stuff. So there's a lot of older folks out there playing, and I want to thank you for that. I also want to bring up speeding on our street again. I live on be 6800, 6820 West, the last subdivision out there in West Valley. But between 3800 South and about Kings Estate Drive, they've got some speed bumps. I think there's 3 or 4 of them. They were put in, I don't know how long ago, but they seem to have calmed the traffic in that part of the subdivision. But from Kings Estate Drive to 4100 South, it's just open territory. There's a curve there right at Kings Estate Drive, makes a right turn, then goes straight almost to 4100 South. And there's another turn and it's right, 41's right there. But between those 2 areas, they just zip through there. I had my son-in-law there over Father's Day. He was sitting in the living room watching out the front window. And he asked me, he says, do cars go by that fast all the time? He said, I wouldn't want my kids being brought up here. So I don't know what you can do about it. I know there's not enough officers to be there all the time. It usually happens in the evenings. And I just wondered if they couldn't put some speed bumps, similar speed bumps on there, maybe 1 or 2 to, I don't know how far apart they put them. But something like that would be nice. I know there was 4 ladies talking last week about their neighborhood. They just had a big crash. There's a stop sign on 41 or 4015 south that enters 6820. And nobody stops there. You hear them honking all the time. I don't even have to get up and look anymore. I know what's happened. Somebody's ran the stop sign and cut somebody off or something similar to that. But something like that would be nice if it can be done. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, speaker 3.
Hello, I'm Roger Day. Thank you for allowing me to come and voice my concerns. I have 3 concerns on with a particular incident that happened. It's been just almost a week ago. I was in my garage and the the animal control truck went past my house, stopped, backed up, stopped right in the middle of the intersection. I have pictures of his truck and where it's at. And he got out of the truck, got the stick with the noose on it, went over and lassoed a dog. So I walked over and asked him what he was doing. And he says, "This is none of your concern. Go back to your house." I says, "Well, it is my concern. This is my neighbor's house and that's my neighbor's dog." I says, "You don't have any right to come and get this dog that was sitting right there underneath the tree in the shade." And he told me it was none of my concern and asked me to go back to my house. And I asked him, said, "Well, at least you could notify the owner of the dog." And he says, "No, it doesn't work that way." And I was just a little bit peeved that he was so short with me and didn't want to answer my questions. But so my first concern is, are animal control people instructed to apprehend dogs that are without notifying the owner of the dog? If that dog is not doing anything, the dog's sitting there minding its own business. My other concern is, are animal control people instructed to be rude to those that talk to them? And the other one, if I'd have parked in the road like he did, I'd have got a ticket if it was noticed by a police officer. So that's just my concerns. If I could get those concerns answered somehow, I would appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Speaker 4.
Mike Markham, wouldn't you know it? In the study meeting, there was a lot of discussion about what we're going to do or what the city's going to do about interview process for a new city manager. But I think before that question is answered, the city needs to decide what form of government they want. Because, you know, if I'm a successful business person, maybe looking at transferring out here, making, I don't know, $750,000 a year, am I going to want to jeopardize that to come out here and as soon as I get here, find out my job's not here? Are we going to pay their contract, a 5-year contract, so they can continue to make money and then leave and go back? We need to look at if we want qualified people that can look at this as possibly a career, like Wayne did, like many people have done. But we need to decide what form of government we want before we go getting a hold of headhunters and people to start interviewing applicants to cash in their career wherever they're at and to move here. You know, I wouldn't, you know, I had a couple of opportunities to make some moves in my career, but, you know, with no guarantees, I knew how hard I had to work in my current job. And I'd had to work a little bit harder to make the same money. So I wasn't willing to move. So, we need to keep these people that are highly qualified that may want to make a move. We got to think about them. Who wants to be the last city manager? Last man standing. We need to decide what form of government the city wants and where we're going as a city. Some of the big changes, you bring big in executives. A lot of times they want to bring in their friends and their buddies and their partners. Happens all the time in the men's apparel business. You get a new boss, he wants his friend to be the salesman in the area. So there's a lot to think about in trying to put together an opening for a new city manager. So give you just something all to think about, not that there's not already a lot to think about. So thanks.
Thank you. Speaker 5.
I apologize. Normally I turn my phone off. And I couldn't get it to shut off. Jim Visock. Going on what Mike said. Let us have the vote. Give us the people of West Valley City, the 142,000 plus, the chance to vote on what we want our future to be. Do we want a strong mayor run government? Well, some have said yes. Some have said no. They like it the way it is. Let the people of West Valley City vote. I have confidence they will make the right decision. And there's 50 million reasons why they should get the vote. Last week, at the end of the public comments, one council person got to speak. I think, and I should have caught this earlier, is if the city manager or the council, if we have 10 people that speak, they should still have the opportunity to speak. You're the elected officials. The time should go on and not be condensed into that 30 minutes. Most of the time it works out, but on long meetings where we might use up all the time, then city manager nor the council would get a chance to speak. I think that needs to be fixed. The 30 minutes is the time for us. And then you guys can take the time that you need, because nobody up there has ever abused that time. So I think that would be an easy fix in the ordinance. And I wish I would have caught her before you guys changed it. Then the other thing, the code enforcement changes. What's the status? Are they out there doing their jobs? What's happening with the review board, the ALJ, the going on the site? I went on this week, looked at the site, and it's the same one. You got to know what you're looking for. And in order to find the codes, it's not out there nice and simple like you guys asked for. So that's all I have. And 2 minutes.
Thank you. Speaker 6.
Thank you. I wanted to express my gratitude for the council's vote to keep the public comment period in every meeting instead of restricting it to just the first one of the month. The comment period, as well as other things, I believe are really, and I think it shows up, they're meaningful to the individuals who come and express, but those people who express, every one of us are expressing observations and thoughts of others in our neighborhoods and our neighbors. So I appreciate this chance for us to speak, but speak in representation from conversations in our neighborhoods. In terms of the meaningfulness to individuals, so there are other ways that interactions with the government or any entity of the government are meaningful to individuals. And I think that's so important for government and government agencies and entities to be conscious of, and particularly city council and mayor. When it comes to the discussion of a different form of government, again, I'm really hesitant to support a vote going to the people when the people don't understand. And the more information, so I've attended the one open house at which there was information available. And I apologize if there are other open houses being planned and I'm just not aware of it, or if there is new information online, because the last that I heard, neither of those was available to help people understand. I don't believe that what was considered a really good showing of maybe 2 to 3 dozen people at the open house is representative of good information to all of the voters in West Valley City. So I'm really encouraging the more information before there's a resolution to simply have people vote about something that they aren't aware of. Again, on that theme of individual benefit, I cannot tell you, I attended Juneteenth celebration at the Cultural Celebration Center last night, and I went over to observe a youth group working on a presentation at the Performing Arts Center this afternoon. Our arts programs and offerings and availability of facilities and people and the professionals that West Valley City employs are so incredibly valuable to the individuals that partake of them. And I really support that. I know that it's a budget discussion from time to time, but I'm here to tell you how meaningful, again, that is to every person and the people that they're connected with in our community. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Was there anyone in the audience that wished to speak that did not have a chance to sign up? Okay. And was there anyone online? Okay. Thank you. I'll now turn the time to our Assistant City Manager, Ms. Cottle, if you had any remarks.
Ma'am, I'll just give a quick update on the status of the code enforcement as we discussed. So there were a couple of code changes that needed to go through the Planning Commission. Those are in process. The rest of the documentation has been prepared. The website's ready to be flipped on, but we're bringing that all back to you in one package so that there's no confusion or misunderstanding. And that will happen within the next week or two as soon as that gets through the Planning Commission process. So just wanted to make you aware of that status. In addition, I did send, as per the request of council last week, the term is hard because I think we called it a procedure book or something. I can't remember, but the policies that are being utilized based on the council direction, whatever that document is called, you have that in your emails for your review. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. I'll now send it to the council if they had any comments.
I have a couple.
Sure.
Have a couple of matters. Thank you. The first one I want to share with you publicly. In the process of learning a new form of government, I had a chance to talk to multiple elected officials in this valley. And to let you know, they spoke highly of Mayor Karen Land. She worked part-time job, but she just has been working basically just everywhere, and people, they really appreciate when they see how she has done for, has been working for the city. I shared this one in study meeting, but now I just want to do it right here, a regular meeting, so you can understand is how hard she worked for our city, even she a part-time job. The second item I want to share with you about the public comments that happened at last week. Initially, we were thinking about we're gonna shut down for a public hearing. A public comments for people come over here and to share their concern to our city here. Before that, the one person I believe he just went off the track and caused a problem. But I thought the council were very good about this because not only one person, we had to punish the whole city to eliminate them, gave them no chance to come up here and to give the concern or a comment. So we finally last week we made that decision and we came together and we all support for the public comments we still have it today. So everyone can come to a meeting, every meeting that can speak to our podium. And I think about that. I think about it a lot. I know that our people here at the council are very reasonable people. They work hard and they, listen to our citizen here in our city. At the same time, with the a new form of government, the same thing. We have 4 districts here in our city, and 1 district or maybe 2 districts not want to vote or not want to change. But we cannot punish for 12,000 people. They vote every year. We're going to give them a chance to vote, yes or no. They can go up or they can go down, thumb up, thumb down. That's up to them. But at least we have to give them an opportunity to vote, just like we had done that with the public comments for people here in our city. One person made something wrong. We could not punish the whole city. The same thing here with a new form of government. One small group of people, maybe they doesn't want, or maybe they don't want to vote, or they want to change. But you cannot punish the whole city for 12,000 people. They vote every single cycle. We have 145,000. And I know, like I said again, this council here is very reasonable, and I hope they think about it, they study about it, and they make their own decision fair for people here in this city, just like they did with the public comments. We're here to serve our community. We're here to serve people. We're not here to shut down their rights. And I think we need to do that. Our conscience cannot do that. If we shut down and don't let to give them a chance to vote for this matter, I think that's a bad decision. And I just encourage every one of you, the council, to think about that and to study about it, to give them the right to vote. That's all I have for today.
Okay, thank you. Was there anyone else? Okay, we'll now move on to our public hearing. Turn the time to Ms. Cottle.
Thank you, ma'am. This is a public hearing accepting public input on budget opening. This is our 4th quarter budget opening. As you're aware, we include and have studied in the past study session the opening many times. With regards to budget openings, it must occur because we're receiving money, not just always spending money. And as you see from the grant section here, that's the case with a lot of these. I could go through them if you'd like, or if there are any questions, I can answer those.
Okay, thank you. Any questions before we open the public hearing? Okay, seeing none, we will now open the public hearing for regarding ordinance 23-20. Is there anyone that wish to speak? Okay, we will close the public hearing and I'll turn our action item ordinance 23-20 to the council for comments or a motion.
I move for approval of ordinance 23-20.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any comments? Seeing none, Ms. Kamic.
Councilman Fitzie Umanu.
Aye.
We don't have any volume, sir.
Aye.
Okay, thumbs up. We'll take that.
Councilman Whitstone,
Yes.
Councilman Harmon,
Yes.
Councilman Hune,
Yes.
Councilman Christensen,
Yes.
Councilman Nordfelt,
Yes.
and Mayor Ling.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Okay, thank you. We'll now go to resolution 23-84. Ms. Cottle.
Thank you, ma'am. This is a resolution proposing an increase in the tournament fees at both the Ridge and Stonebridge Golf Course beginning in the 2024 season. As the council is aware, and as we heard tonight from one of our speakers, the golf courses are very highly used, very highly coveted slots for tournaments. And our staff does a wonderful job of making those golf courses just great for the community. These increases keep us aligned with the market out there for the types of golf course that we're talking about. And again, it relates to the tournaments only.
Okay, thank you. All right, I will now turn this to the council for any questions or a motion.
I would move to approve ordinance 23-22.
Second.
Thank you. I have a motion and a second. Ms. Kamic.
Councilman Nordfelt,
Yes.
Councilman Christensen,
Yes.
Councilman Hune,
Aye.
Councilman Harmon,
Yes.
Councilman Whitstone,
Yes.
Councilman Fitzie Umanu,
Aye.
and Mayor Ling.
Yes,
Motion passes unanimously.
thank you. We will now turn to resolution 23-84. Ms. Cottle.
Thank you, Mayor. This is an interlocal agreement between West Valley City and Salt Lake County for the purpose of receiving what we call home funds from the federal government through the Housing and Urban Development Program. Each year, when we are notified of what our possible home fund allocation is, we then have to enter into a contract or interlocal in this case with Salt Lake County in order to receive those funds, because by ourselves, the city as a standalone, we do not qualify for those funds. So these are funds that are an essential piece of the services we provide through the Housing Authority, essential to maintain some of the low to moderate income housing that we provide or that is provided in our city as well. So the staff recommends approval of that resolution.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I'll turn it to the council for discussion or a motion on resolution 23-84.
Motion to approve resolution 23-84.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Ms. Kamic.
Councilman Fitzie Umanu,
Aye.
Councilman Whitstone,
Yes.
Councilman Harmon,
Yes.
Councilman Hune,
Yes.
Councilman Christensen,
Yes.
Councilman Nordfelt,
Yes.
and Mayor Ling.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. We just have one item on our consent agenda, which authorizes the city to abandon an easement and a portion of an easement located at 5456 South, 5600 West. I will turn that to the council for discussion or a motion.
I'd move to approve that item on the consent agenda.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Ms. Kamic.
Councilman Nordfelt,
Yes.
Councilman Christensen,
Yes.
Councilman Hune,
Yes.
Councilman Harmon,
Yes.
Councilman Whitstone,
Yes.
Councilman Fitzie Umanu.
Aye.
And Mayor Ling.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Okay, thank you. So for your information, we worked through these, it's seemingly fast, but we've had a week to study them after being presented these items last week. So that is why we move so quickly. We're finished with this meeting, but we're going to have one committee meeting after. So we don't consider it rude if you don't want to stay for our second meeting. So for this meeting, we just have one more action item and then we'll go into our special municipal building authority meeting.
Motion.
Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And we stand adjourned.
I will call to order a meeting of the West Valley City Building Authority held Tuesday, June 20th, 2023 in the council chambers. Opening ceremony and roll call has already been handled, and I will bring to the authority the minute of June 13th, 2023 for a discussion or a motion.
Move to approve those minutes.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
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 Thank you. We have a resolution on here to accept public input regarding the opening of the 2022-23 budget. Ms. Cottle, can you help introduce that?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. Budget openings, as you are aware, are required by state law in order for us to conform with the Budgeting and Fiscal Procedures Acts of the state. Part of that is to square up items that come to us throughout the year that either weren't budgeted or funds that we receive that need to be accounted for. In this case, there are two items on the budget opening for this fourth quarter requirement.
Thank you. Any comments from the authority before I open the public input?
Is there anyone here that would like to speak with regards to this resolution? Seeing none, I will close the public input portion and entertain comments or motion.
I move for approval of resolution 23-05.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Ms. Kamic?
Mr. Fitzsimonu,
Aye.
Mr. Harmon,
Yes.
Mr. Hune,
Yes.
Ms. Lang,
Yes.
Mr. Christensen,
Yes.
Mr. Nordfelt,
Yes.
and Chairman Whitstone.
Yes,
Motion passes unanimously.
thank you. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All in favor, please say aye.
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 We're adjourned.